What is going on, guys? Sometimes I do odd jobs. I don't know, I just kind of put Facebook posts out there. I actually used to have a lawn care business back when I was a young lad, back when I was a freshman in high school. I did it until probably like junior year, and it went pretty well. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that we don't crash or anything. Yeah, it did pretty well, so I feel like I'm pretty qualified to explain to you how to cut grass for money, because it's actually super simple. Today the job is going to be pretty small. It's just in the backyard of like a townhouse or an apartment, whatever you would call it. So all I have today is a weed eater and a blower, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you could start kind of like a lawn care situation. You don't have to go full blown out. Like I say in all my videos, you don't need a truck, a trailer, a riding lawnmower, zero turn, freaking 6 weed eaters, 2 backpack blowers. All you really need, if you're just gonna start out, is to have the initiative to start out. And later on in this video, I'm gonna give you the exact blueprint on what you could do. But for this one, I'm just gonna have a weed eater and a blower, and I'm gonna catch you guys at the job. As you can see, we're at the job. It is not pretty, okay? Listen, don't tell the owners I said that, but it's gonna be something. Everything went wrong when I decided to cut grass for money. This job came out of nowhere. Like I said, I usually post ads about doing random work just to show you guys that different businesses are possible. I ended up getting a text from this customer. They're in their 20s, so I guess their parents figured it'd be easier to have somebody come out and cut it. When they described the job over text, they didn't quite do it justice. This grass was thick and probably 4 feet tall. The upside was how small their backyard was, so we just picked a day and I made my way out there. I haven't done lawn care since I was 16 years old, and I was a little rusty, but you don't exactly lose the ability to use the equipment. I used to run a lawn care service for over 30 clients, and that might not seem like much, but work and money can build up fast. I figured out when I got there that I should have asked the customer for some pictures, because when I got out there, I was surprised, because the only equipment I brought was my weed eater and my blower. Managing this job and sending estimates and payments wouldn't have been so smooth without the help of QuitIQ. I seriously recommend this to any business newcomers. If you need help keeping up with customers, sending estimates, invoices, or collecting payments, give QuitIQ a try for free. Just click the link in the comment section and the description of this video. QuitIQ can also help you manage your schedule, send automated follow-up emails, and texts. Now back to the video. No fucking way, there's no way. I didn't bring gas, I thought it would be fucking full. Alright guys, so it's 102 degrees out here. It feels like 110. It feels great. Fortunately, I didn't check to see if there was gas in it. And this is my first lawn care job back, and I didn't bring a gas can. Great, good stuff. But, so now we're headed to go get some gas. I don't feel like buying a gas can, so I'm just gonna try to fill the weed eater up like straight with like a gas pump, see if it's even possible. If not, well, there's really no option. I guess we gotta buy a gas can or something like that, but we are on a journey, okay? So don't ever make that mistake ever. This is the worst. I didn't want to buy a gas can for this little job, so I figured filling it up would save us some money, which we did. We filled it up for only 30 cents. But come to find out, I had no oil in the weed eater anymore, and I didn't want to run it and break it, so we wasted our time there. Listen, after a couple years of being away, it's easy to forget in the lawn care space, everything has to be a certain way. The equipment maintenance is hefty. Also, it's a rough job, especially in the 100+ Louisiana heat. You can see the difference from when I started the job to when I was getting the gas. I also worked for a lawn care service last year because I could remember the money was amazing, but most of these services are doing massive amounts of yards in bulk. We were running from one yard in the neighborhood to the next. It was very easy to get overwhelmed. Me messing up the gas can wasn't the only thing that goes wrong in this job, and you guys are soon going to see the tragedy unfold. But once again, with such a small yard, you can do anything wrong and still crush it in under an hour. When I first started out, it was pretty much the typical scenario, a bunch of friends looking to make some money, and I always had interest in business. We opened up a Facebook page, told all of our parents to post, and we would do before and after pictures of anything we could cut just to show people we were serious and that we were good. From that point on, we decided to design some flyers like I have for most of my businesses now, using Flyer Maker and a grass cutting template. You have to make sure the flyer doesn't look plain, but also has a twist to it. You need a name, a logo to go with it, and make sure your number is on the flyer. It didn't take long before we passed them out to all the neighborhoods in our area. We had our first 5 clients, then 10, then 15, until we got up to 30. When we started out, all we had was my friend's lawnmower, my weed eater and truck, and my other friend's edger and blower. We would try to find out what most other services would charge and undercut them a little bit just to get the clientele to make this into a real business. It didn't take long before we had to raise our prices, because splitting 3 waves was getting difficult, not making it feel worth it enough because of how much labor we were doing. Right here was my second biggest mistake. I ran out of string in my weed eater, and even though I got oil and gas inside of it, I had no string left to cut with. Luckily enough for me, the customers were inside, and she told me they had an extra electric weed eater outside that saved the day. I've been hating on electric lawn care equipment for years, but after this, it was just infinitely easier to use, but the power wasn't even comparable from the gas to the electric. It was definitely a good learning experience. For me, I think if you have a service business in one field, it almost translates over into another, like strategies I used to cut grass, moved over into mobile detailing, detailing, and then can cleaning. Now, to get into the specifics, what I would do if I was starting to cut grass for money again is broken down into a couple of steps. First of all, find the equipment you need to successfully cut grass. If you think about it, all you need is a push mower, a weed eater, and a blower. Of course, you can choose to put a crazier investment into this business, such as a truck, trailer, or riding lawnmower, but this isn't necessary at the start. Another thing is learning to do the most with what you have. Back when I started, I had a third guy who would only edge, but now I know you can use a weed eater edge and it's extremely easy. You will of course need a way to transport this equipment, so a truck is absolutely needed. When it comes to how I would get myself jobs, that's another thing I wouldn't change about what I used to do. I would go out, make myself a new flyer, searching up templates to get ideas. Take your time on this part, don't make it look like everyone else's. Show you have more to offer. Secondly, I would get them all printed out and find better areas around where you live, like nicer parts of town. Also look for houses that look like they very much need it. That'll be the best advice you can take. When I was younger, I had no idea how big the business was getting and how to manage this, so with lawn care, you can start stocking clients very fast, so take your time and don't stress about not landing. You also need as much practice and experience as possible before you start taking on new people, so leverage your family and friends. When you start to work on how you're going to do pricing, find a post of someone who's doing lawn care in your area just to get an idea of what's going on, because people are always going to go where there's a better deal. Even if you don't undercut by much, it still gets you in the door. Every year there's new people who can't cut their own grass due to age or heat or whatever it may be. If you're looking to make some money, then you need to do what most people aren't going to want to do. I don't look forward to and enjoy going out into people's cars and detailing them in the 100-degree heat because it's satisfying. I like it because of how much money I can make. People don't understand the value of good work, but when you show them yours, they're going to call you back week after week. And the good thing about cutting grass is how often people need it done. Recurring customers are almost guaranteed. The job, after all the chaos, turned out great. I'm going to be able to go out to their house every month, and cutting the grass may only be $50 today, but it's a small yard, and the more you stack up, you can do $500 to $700 a day. That kind of money only comes from doing what other people don't want to do. By providing a service, you make people more comfortable. These people had such crazy grass in the beginning that they didn't care that it wasn't perfect, and they didn't expect it to be. People are paying non-professionals, so don't think you need the crazy setup, the crazy prices, and unreal expectations, because it'll all get there. I walked out there with nothing but my Camry, a weed eater, and a blower because I was able to leverage my weed eater as an edger as well. Your last step to your lawn care business is making sure you have constant maintenance by always keeping the equipment clean and ready. Where I messed up in this job was not checking the weed eater to make sure it was strong and make sure I had gas oil in the mix just to keep it running. These are all things that'll ruin your jobs. You also need to make sure that your mower blades are sharpened, gas in the mower, and excess gas in multiple cans. All batteries need to be charged as well in case you have that electric equipment I dislike so much. These little things might not seem serious, but I was having to run out to stores, back to the gas station, just destroying my profits and wasting time. In the end, if you don't get lazy and provide good service, these people won't know many other service providers who are going to come out and do their grass. The hustle community keeps getting bigger, but the will to go out there and be patient is getting smaller. When I started, it wasn't all about the money, it was gaining a general interest in business, and being able to say I was running my own and hiring my friends was pretty cool. If I would have scaled up and grown it to this point, there's no telling where it could be right now. Maybe I'll start another one just to show y'all it's still possible in 2023. If you guys made it to this point in the video, comment down below mower, and just know the support means the world to me, and helping y'all makes me want to make more videos. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.